Take a 21mm socket, remove the wheel. If you have a wheel lock, use the wheel lock. Take the wheel off. With the wheel speed sensor harness right here, I want to unclip it from the knuckle right there, right here, and then also right here. And there's a connector on this side. Disconnect the connector. You can use a trim tool to pry it out from the frame, and then push down on the button right here. You may need a screwdriver or a pick. Push down on that and then slide it off. Just like that. Then we'll set this aside. We're going to remove the sway bar link. Use a 19mm wrench on the back side of here to keep the stud from spinning, and then a 17mm socket. Take this nut off. You can slide that out of the way. If you're pulling the front shock out, you need to remove the link from the other side. You don't have to remove the link completely, just the top, and then you can slide the bar out of the way. Take this bolt off. We want to use a 19mm wrench on this side and a 19mm socket from the other side. Take the nut off. You can push up on the lower control arm a little bit just to be able to take the bolt out. Slide that out. On the top of the spring assembly, there is 3 nuts that you need to take off. Use a 14mm socket. Take those off. Once you get all 3 nuts off, you can slide this down. Just slide it out of the way a little bit. You're gonna have to maneuver it a little down below. And it slides right out. Take this cotter pin off. Just use some side cutters. Slide it out. Use a 21mm socket. Take off the castle nut. If you're replacing the tie rod end, you could use a hammer and just give it a tap right there. You don't want to do that if you're going to save it, because you're going to mess up the threads. There is different types of tie rod tools you can use, or you can just take a hammer, give it a tap right here. Just pop that loose. Just going to take the caliper off, use a 13mm socket, take these 2 bolts out. Just grab the caliper and lightly slide it off. Use a caliper hanger and just find an area where you can hang it from, so the brake pads don't fall. I will just take them off. There is a couple of springs on here. Take those off. Take the pads off. You could leave them on if you want to. Now take this cotter pin off. Now take this axle nut off. Use a 32mm socket. You want to make sure that's loose. If you have to, take a hammer and a chisel or a punch. Make sure you put it in the center there. You don't want to mushroom the end over. So take this cotter pin off for the upper ball joint. Just use some side cutters. Slide it off. Now we'll take this nut off. Use a 22mm socket. Take that off. I'm going to take it to that spot right there. You can use a special front end tool like this to loosen this up, separate the knuckle from the ball joint, but this ball joint's not that old, so I'm just going to give it a tap with a hammer. There, it's separated right there. I can pull this down a little bit, or hold it up from underneath. You might want to support the lower control arm if you have to. You can use just a floor jack would be fine. Slide this down. And we can try to slide this axle out. And slide it out like that. Slide this out of the way. You can take one of these axle forks and try to release this like this. Give it a couple taps. Sometimes they work pretty good. Or you can take a punch and just get in behind here. Just give it a couple taps. There we go. That released. Once it's released, you should be able to grab it and just slide it right out. Now slide this into the differential. Might have to wiggle it back and forth a little bit and then push it in. If you're struggling a little bit, you can take a dead blow. Just make sure you don't mess up the threads. All right. Make sure it's in there good. It's locked in. Now we can slide it in the back of the hub. And line up the upper ball joint. Get the nut started. Before we tighten the ball joint down, you want to reposition the tie rod in place into the knuckle. It'll make torquing it a lot easier. Put the nut on, and then we'll torque them both at the same time. Now I'll torque this nut to 58 foot-pounds and see if the castle nut lines up with the hole, and it doesn't, so I'll just tighten it a little bit more. That's good. And put the cotter pin in. And just bend the end. Use some side cutters. Twist that over and trim the excess. And torque the tie rod nut to 63 foot-pounds. And then again, if it doesn't line up, just snug it up a little bit more. That's good. Take the cotter pin, slide it through. Use your pliers or your side cutters and bend it over. Trim the excess. Put the axle nut on. And now we can torque this. I'm going to use a pry bar in between the axle studs to prevent it from spinning. And we'll torque this nut to 101 foot-pounds. We have this cage that goes over here. Slide that in position and put the cotter pin through. Take your cutters and just bend the cotter pin. You can bend it like this to the side. Same with this one. Just make sure the wheel can clear it. That should be good. Reinstall the brake pads. If you have these springs, you want to put those on, the top one and the bottom one. And then put the caliper on. Put the caliper bolts in. Get those lined up. And torque these bolts to 32 foot-pounds. Take the spring assembly and just slide it down here. Line the studs up top. You can get the nuts started up top. And get the bolt started underneath. And you can put the nut on the back. I'm going to tighten all these down. We can torque these nuts to 22 foot-pounds. Now we can tighten the lower bolt. Now I'm going to torque this bolt to 162 foot-pounds. And slide the bar in position. Line the stud up. Put this nut on. I can use a 24mm wrench, an 18mm socket, snug this up. And then torque this nut to 62 foot-pounds. And take the wheel speed sensor harness, slide that back into the brackets. And plug the connector in. And push it down, lock it in place. And put the wheel back on. And the lug nuts. Now I'm going to torque the lug nuts to 98 foot-pounds in a cross pattern to tighten the wheel down evenly. And I prefer to double check, so just go around one more time. Take off your wheel lock key. Keep in mind, after you're done this repair, you want to take the vehicle to a local garage to have it aligned so that you don't have premature tire wear.